Guys, Siana Meja here. I'm back again with another video about target marketing. And today we're going to be talking about something I love, which is shoes, shoes, shoes. So I hope you stick around and we get to have this conversation. So, first things first, I like to enjoy tea, and I'm looking to work with brands that actually make local tea to support the industry because I'm a avid tea drinker. And what I like is I like to look for these cups in ex-UK shops because when you sip the tea here this way, it becomes very potent and then it's very nice. So let me leave that there. So as usual, we usually go into the jar and we start looking for the questions that you guys send. So I always ask you to send questions via my WhatsApp or via Instagram, Siana Mall. And I see that somebody sent a question. The question is, hi Siana, what would be a target client for a shoe business? That is Anne. Anne, as usual, thank you for your question. We tear them and we put them aside. So I did some research on the target market for shoes, and it's very extensive because everyone wears shoes, but not everyone is your customer, which is very unusual to understand. So let's get into it. So I have notes so that I am on point and I don't waste a lot of time. So on this channel, I mostly talk about business ideas. I talk about marketing. I talk about mental health. I talk about financial endeavors and stuff like that. So stick around. I hope you subscribe, share it with your friends and family. And if someone is trying to start a business, let them come over and they can always find resources here to help them understand what exactly the scope of the industry they want to get in is going to require from them. So let's get into it. So shoes, everyone has shoes, but shoes are not for everyone. So there are several things you can do in order to understand who is going to be your ideal customer. And like Anne asked, she wants to understand that before she brings the shoes, already she has the shoes. Who is she going to be selling to, and how does she even market? Number two, she wants either to start the shoe business, or maybe she already has another store because she didn't give many details. Maybe she already has another store and wants to add shoe range or shoe varieties in on top of whatever she's offering. So shoes are mostly divided into two, either by function or by pricing. But we're going to look at the functional part of it. So there are shoes for many things. There are shoes for athletes, there are clogs, there are sneakers, we have moccasins, we have custom shoes, we have homeware, we have shoes for trekking, we have shoes for running, we have shoes that are dress shoes, these are for suits and stuff like that. And you also have shoes that are casual. And also things like gumboots for the rainy season for those who are farming. We also have shoes for hiking. We also have shoes for people who ride horses or people who uh, ride motorcycles. And the variety is so much that if you're starting a shoe business, I understand why you might have that bit of confusion on which shoes do I bring now. And there are some shoes that actually cross over, whereby like you buy a sneaker that you can run with, and at the same time it's very fashionable. An example is like Nike shoes. They look good when you're just wearing them to go out and walk a bit, but they also are very functional if you decide to run in them. So there are types of customers that you need to consider, and there's so many categories. I'll just go through them. There is men and women, that is one category. There are business professionals who you can sell to. They're fashionistas. These are people who are very stylish. They're casual walkers or gym people, people who want shoes that they can actually go to the gym with. They're serious athletes. These are people who are professionals. They either play basketball, they're in school teams and stuff like that. And they want shoes that will actually be for athlete purposes. And then there are people who are buying shoes for others, like parents are buying for kids, or maybe someone with a sick person is buying for their patient or something like that. And also, there are the elderly people who are a bit older and they want shoes that they will serve them in the phase of life that they're in. So, um, some people will fall in different segments. That means that someone like a dad, you'll find a 40-year-old guy. He this week he will save up. This month he might save up and buy nice office shoes, good Italian leather or Ethiopian leather, a shoe that even costs up to 20K. And the same person in a week later is going to go to another shop and buy shoes for the kid or even buy shoes for his wife for anniversary. So he's the same person, but you can market to him in different segmentation based on his needs and whatever is in the market for. So men mostly buy shoes that are sturdy and are functional, and they like shoes for specific things. You find a guy with shoes that are for going out, loafers. You find that he has shoes for Saturdays, you open toes. You find their shoes that are for meetings, their shoes that are for going to the office only. So men mostly buy because of function and because of sturdiness. How strong is the shoe? Will it last long? They don't want to be embarrassed going to meetings and the shoe just opens up. So mostly men it's for sturdiness and function. For women, they usually buy shoes to enhance their appearance. Case in point, this shoe. It's not functional, but when you wear it with like a maxi dress, it looks good. It's tall and I'm tall, so it makes me quite tall. But I bought it because of the aesthetics, because of the appearance, not because it's very functional sturdy. So women mostly buy because of the appearance. Another shoe I bought from Backyard Shoes is this one. It's not it's not functional. These things are not functional, but I just like the way they are. I know it's making a lot of noise, but I just wanted to show. Like this shoe is not function. The design is not functional. It's just stylish. So women mostly buy shoes because of the appearance. I hope that is making a lot of sense. And then for business, these are professionals who want a shoe that improves their status. Mostly it can be a business person. Maybe someone is in a trade. Maybe they sell things like minerals, or they are in a profession, they're engineers, or they're doctors. They want shoes that when they appear, people will look at them and be like, oh, this person looks, the shoe makes them look, this is not a rare shoe. This is a rare shoe, rather. This is a very rare shoe. You cannot find this anywhere. You start imagine this person is very powerful. You start imagining this person is a professional. You start trusting them. You see their status. You can tell them apart from the person who just a shoe that you can tell this shoe is everywhere on Instagram. So for people who are business oriented, they want to buy shoes for status. So consider, do you want your shoe to be a status symbol, or do you want it to be a common shoe? Now, fashionistas, these are people who they will buy a shoe because of their aesthetics and because they want to express their style and their taste. There are shoes you've seen online whereby it doesn't even have a heel, it looks like a calf hoof, and that shoe is bought often and people invest a lot of money in it. Why is that? Because it's a fashionista kind of shoe. So do you want your shoes to be an expression of style? Do you want them to be just collectibles where people build even storage spaces for the shoes, but it's not really functional, and you know you are targeting fashionistas, so probably your shoe will be taken to those fashion shows, you'll push it to models. So where do you want your shoe to be? To be sold, or to whom? Do you want the fashionistas or the other categories? The others are athletes. Now, athletes, their main function is something that helps with their performance. And by that, it means it has to be the latest technology, it has to be something that can carry the weight of the athlete without compromising either their ankles, either their either to get athletes food because of the breathing. It has to be breathable, it has to have the latest technology. So this one is for someone who you are in that industry, probably you're a coach, you're a trainer, and you want shoes that you can actually recommend to people who you know. So this one will need a lot of research. The other category is people who are casual athletes. These are people who go to the gym, these are people who take long walks. Now, they don't want a very expensive shoe as compared to the athlete who's willing to spend top dollar because they know the shoe is going to take care of their body and it's a safety mechanism. For them, it's part of the attire of being an athlete. It's part of the uniform. While for the casual gym person, some people do thrifted shoes. Some people actually they go buy a shoe, but they are not willing to spend so much because they use the shoe maybe once or twice a week. So it's not really carrying their weight that much. It's just an occasional shoe for when they need to do it. So it has to be comfortable, it has to have good support and functional. So those are the main things to consider when you're trying to market to people who are going to the gym. Now, the parents who are buying for kids, there's one thing they really want. They want a shoe that is very durable. They want a shoe that can stand the wear and tear and also comfortable for the kids because there's nothing as bad. I'm a mom and I know this. There's nothing as bad as buying a pair of shoes for a child and then at the back it starts nicking them and they don't want to wear that shoe. Every time you're trying to recommend the shoe, they don't want to wear it. So as a parent, one of the things that is important is the shoe has to be comfortable and it has to be sturdy. I don't want my kids shoe when they go to play football, it comes back aja imefunguka hivi, it's open because it is not sturdy. So the shoe has to have the integrity of not ripping. So when you're marketing to parents who are selling, who are trying to buy kids shoes, make sure that you're selling them the product that is going to be durable. And if they have multiple children, let's say they have 3 kids and the age differences is 3 years, 3 years, 4 years. Some parents would prefer that when this one is outgrowing this shoe, hand me down, it goes down to the younger ones. And I know of parents who the shoe has been in the family for so long that it is even passed on to another part of the family. Then those ones outgrow the shoe, it goes, it's called a generational shoe. So create or market generational shoes that they can be passed down to the younger ones. Older people, when they're buying shoes, the most important thing they want is support because they are suffering from some diseases, maybe something like arthritis, maybe diabetes. And with diabetes, any moisture and wound can bring issues, health issues. So you want to sell them shoes that are breathable, they don't keep moisture in, as well as with the arthritis, shoes that can support them. There's nothing bad like seeing old people falling off and hurting themselves because the recovery time for them is so long. So sell them shoes that actually can support them, and the surfaces, especially the bottom parts, make sure you're selling them shoes that are not very slippery so that they don't fall off. So those are things you can actually market. Be like, what, our shoes, they're durable, and also they're skid free. Someone cannot fall. And also the old people want something that is stylish and also easy access. Don't sell them shoes with a lot of laces because they're probably old. They don't have the energy and strength to bend and tie. So slip-in shoes are good for you to market to the older generation. So shoes are usually categorized according to where they're going to be used most of the time. So sometimes it's about the functionality of the shoe. This is where it's functionality is one of the most important reasons for buying a shoe for the common folk, because you don't want to buy a shoe that will not take you where you need to go, that it will be a health hazard, it's an accident prone shoe. So functionality is very important. Another thing is occasion. Someone will buy a shoe because it it actually is appropriate for the occasion they're going to. Let's say someone is going for a wedding. They're not going to buy a pair of sneakers unless it's for evening or dancing or something like that. But they want the shoe that captures the emotion of the occasion and it makes them stand out. So when you're marketing, it's important to ask your customers like what is the occasion? Even as you're sending pictures on WhatsApp and groups and Instagram, it's important that you ask them where is the shoe going to be used in order for you to give recommendations. And don't get tired of answering your customers because if you answer them enough and you get information that they need upfront, so when you're making those advertisements you always add that information so that even when they're coming to you the questions have been answered. But if you don't accept questions, how will you know what exactly is ailing your customers? How? Anyway, so another way to segment a category for shoes is price. There are people who want shoes that are pricey and they want shoes that are very durable. So you can decide to sell to your customers based on price. Whereby I see people who sell sneakers, but they don't sell all sneakers. They sell Jordans, they sell espadrilles, they sell specific type of shoes that are going to be for a certain category of people. So when you're bringing the shoes, also you need to know who are you targeting. Do you want the local folk or you want someone who wants a designer shoe? So that also is something to consider. Now, in terms of comfort, there are people who want shoes that fit well, they're comfortable for them, and they're at a good price. So also consider: are you in the business of selling because of fit? Like, what are you going to emphasize more about your shoes? Is it that they are comfortable? Is it the price is right? Is it they are good for occasions? Is it that they are functional? Or is it that they are stylish and they match the clothes? They're good for African skin tone. It depends on which aspect of the shoe you want to market. And you can also talk about the durability. How long does it start? You can actually do a before and after. Someone who bought a shoe, have customers coming back and say, how did the shoe last you? They're like, oh, this shoe lasted me. It's still in good condition. It's in mint condition. And one thing that I've realized that has been added into as a service by many shoe sellers is people are starting to clean shoes. They do shoe laundry for most of these shoes because if you bought white sneakers, you know that it is a it takes a minute for the shoe to turn from white to cream to have some weird oil marks. Even if you don't live a place where there's no oil or something, you will just find your shoe has some weird streaks of oil at a tarmac. and maybe you live even in a place without any work being done. So if you can offer shoe laundry where someone can come drop the shoe and then it gets laundered and then they can either pick it in the evening or it's the next day pickup. And this is big business because people want fresh shoes. And if you're charging a good price, let's say, for example, each shoe you're charging 300 bob or 500 shillings, and someone has bought that shoe for like 4K, they won't mind every now and then. So they'll clean it at home, and then sometimes they'll be like, oh, okay. And then maybe you have like a cream where they can maintain the shoe with. Maybe I see online some shoes are waxed and then they last longer, waterproofing. So these are some of the value additions you can do, or even sell the brushes for cleaning shoes because I've seen people clean shoes with toothbrushes. But what if there was a brush that could actually clean shoes and it's easier to handle than a toothbrush? So that is it for the shoe business. If you are in the tea business, please reach out and let us talk more because I want to support the tea business by doing shout outs out here. And also people who are in the hair business, reach out, reach out, reach out. And it's always good to hear about your experiences with the content that I'm making. Write in the comments down below what other business you'd want me to review and talk about the segmentation. If you have questions about marketing, it's always a free space. If you're a student and you need resources, just write me down there. I can make a video that can make studying easy because I really enjoy the marketing aspects of anything and finding out more information. I actually enjoy doing the research. So feel free to write down below. And it's a beautiful weekend. It's Saturday today, and Nairobi is quiet and cool and a bit cold, but we are managing. So I hope you're doing well. Your family is well. You're taking care of yourself. And I know I promised the interview with the therapist. Once she's available, we're going to have a Zoom call and you guys can ask questions. So subscribe. And in case you want to donate, details also down below. So see you in the next video. Bye for now.